highlight July 9th, 2025 at 6 p.m. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call. Mr. Boxtos here. Mr. Cole is on speakerphone. He's with us. Mr. Lord's here. Public comment.
Gary Fiber, 13 Pollock Road. I want to read this. I got this dated July 1st, 2025 from the Pennsylvania State Police, Bureau of Criminal Investigation, Special Investigations Division. And it's from Anthony Sales Jr. He's the Chief Investigator for the Bureau of Criminal Investigation. An investigation was initiated in November 2024 and is ongoing due to concerns of criminal activity within the municipality of Somerset Township. Areas of concerns are both criminal and unethical. It is with heavy recommendation that a forensic audit be conducted by Somerset Township. And I have a copy for all of you.
Next.
Mike Warren, 65 Almond Road. I'd like to please ask when they put the paper out for the bills that were paid for the month that we have a little more explanation on the memo. Yes. I know when I was treasurer of a local union, I got audited by our local, international, and Department of Labor. And if I didn't have the memo explain what it was specifically, I got chewed out. So I'd appreciate it if we put a little more explanation on the memo. Thank you.
Next. Anybody?
Bill Pollock, 27 Pollock Road. I wanted to follow up comments on the audit that was performed, and the accountant came in and discussed that at the last meeting. I had specific questions on the nature, and it's actually, according to the document, which I have a copy of, Jim Leiker sent to me, it was a special purpose financial report. It's not actually an audit. And part of that was June 2nd. There was a 4-page supplement that required a signature of both the chairman of the board of supervisors, you, Mark, and also the secretary treasurer. This had a whole bunch of conditions that were the subject of the audit, which, as I say, it wasn't an audit because it had all the qualifications on it. That was not signed as part of the package that was submitted. That was one question. The next question had to do with the numbers that were shown in this report, specifically in the supplemental information part, which was at the end. This gave a budget and actual, and in this information, the budget, which was on page 17, was listed as $1,287,825. When the budget that was given to us, and we did not get this until the 27th of February, we had to do multiple right-to-know requests to get the budget, which is by law to be filed about 20 days before the end of 2023. The total budget is listed as $1,149,250. So that is the number that you need to compare the spending to. And the other item that was very significant was this showed the actual expenditure, again on page 17 of the supplemental information, showed the total expenditure for capital and operating expenses is $1,372,795. And this did not include, and from the information we were given on the checks that were written, we have information that check 2671 was written on 129/25 for $277,607. That was to Tresco on the paving project. And for some reason, that was my question, for some reason this was not included. The bill was not paid until the 29th of January, months after the project was performed, and that was not included in the expenditure. There was also another major check for Russell Standard, which was the seal coat or the tar and chipping for $79,737. So taking those two, and that was also paid 129, taking those two items, which were expenditures, and this should reflect what was spent in the township during 2024. We have a budget and then we have expenditures. So this money was spent. For some reason, the checks weren't written to months after, and I'm sure the vendors are very unhappy about that. And having run these companies, these types of companies, I know that the next time I bid someone that does this, if I didn't charge them interest on this one, I'm going to make you pay for it on the next one. So if you add the $1,372,795 to the $277,607 and the $79,737, I get $1,729,951 was the actual expenditure for 2024 against the budget as published of $1,149,250, or $580,000 over budget, which is 50% over budget. Or with 1,100 families in the township, that's a little over $500 per family. And that's been one of our issues from the transparency group, obviously, is you have a budget, you have actual, and obviously we want discipline and to make sure the funds are being managed properly. But this supplemental report does not properly represent the financials and the spending for 2024. And that's one of our comments, Mark, as the chairman of the Board of Supervisors, your comment on we spent extra money to do this, and it wasn't done in a form that would give us the information we need to understand what the spending was. We spent extra money, we paid them to come down and do it. It wasn't on the agenda. Do you have any comments relative to these subjects?
We'll look at it, Bill, so we get your name.
Okay, well, that you see our concern, and that's been one of the core issues, and we would appreciate doing this.
Can you send that to me, the itemized things?
Yes, certainly. Okay, thank you.
Anybody else? Okay, we'll move on. I need a motion to approve the minutes of the June 11th, 2025 meeting.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes of the June 11th, 2025.
I second. All in favor? Aye. Need a motion to approve of approval of checks, warrants, and transfers as listed, and any other necessary transfers.
I'll make a motion to approve checks, warrants, and transfers as listed and any other necessary.
I second that. All in favor? For old business, need a motion to open the 2025 tar and chip project bids.
Make a motion to open.
I second it. We have one bid from Russell Standard, which is what we expected. Okay, we have a, bid is $144,815. This is for 3 roads. This is, Johnson, Azo, and Lusk Road.
Mark, how does that compare for foot of road to last year's bid? It would be interesting because Russell Standard was, they were the company that did it last year and they weren't paid until 1/29. Months after they did the project.
I could get you all that information, I just don't have it.
Okay, if you could give us that next meeting, that would be appreciated because with only one bid, that's not a good sign.
I make a motion, table the bid, Russell Standard, approval from our engineer Carl Becas, and also the second condition is we compare last year's price with that. Table to our August.
Don't compare it for the roadway chips.
Monday, the last Monday.
So the 28th of July we'll take it.
I make a motion to table.
I second.
All
in
in favor?
Aye. Okay. C, I need a motion to approve the Spud Drive Culvert Project, contract number 2025-01, and award the bid to Grid Industry.
Describe the project to everyone, Mark.
I didn't hear.
What's involved in that project?
They're putting a culvert drain in there, and that's with the partly some township money, but mostly $225,000 grant we got. And we're roughly 55,000 under right now, but that's pending some engineering. So
The total, you spent money already on that. What's the total budget and spend on that?
the total budget is like 398. We're about 343 right now.
And that doesn't include paving, that's just the bridge.
That's just bridge, yeah.
What's the amount of the bid?
The bid was 199 and the bridge was 144.
But the culvert on Coastal.
Yes.
So the materials were 144 and the
And the labor.
labor was 199. And the 199, I understand they had to do considerable work in the stream bed because of the grant requiring extra work in the stream bed with pounding rocks and other work, and that's included in
That's all included in that 199.
the engineering, and the stream work has been done at this point.
Yes.
I make a motion to award the contract, Spud Drive culvert project contract 25.
I second.
To who you were inside?
To Grid Industry.
How much is the bid amount?
The bid amount is 199,000. All in favor? New business. Need a motion to adopt the current subdivision with approval.
And Marty, you have a letter from KLH Engineering dated July 7, 2025. It has 2 conditions on that subdivision. One is it needs a variance on the lot size. An owner certification needs to be placed. Motion should be to approve subdivision contingent upon meeting the conditions in KLH's July 7, 2025.
I make the motion.
I'll second.
All in favor?
Yes.
I need a motion to adopt Resolution 5-2025, the American Spirit Grant Program.
I make a motion to approve the grant process for resolution 5/20-25.
I second that.
Can you describe what that is?
Yes, briefly. It's a grant by the tourism of Washington County. And it is based on the bicentennial of the county. And they're giving out like $25,000 grants.
Anything to promote the township, to promote the town.
And what's the money supposed to be spent for, the guidelines?
I can send you a copy of that form.
I just,
There's a list. I'll send you. I can send you.
and you have plans for
We
that?
are thinking about putting a pavilion at the new park.
Didn't that be part of the budget?
This grant just came out, offer just came out about a month.
It just came out.
There's a 25%.
We didn't want to take a chance of losing it. Everything has to be in by the end of July for this.
Right, yeah, obviously, you don't want to lose it, but it would be good to put it up on the website, but look at the list of things that could be done and then seek input from the residents on what they think would be a good project.
Well, we did put something out over a year ago about for the park, and the residents that was one of the things that they wanted, a pavilion, they wanted a playground, and they wanted a walking track. So we have the walking track. We're thinking about like making that a little larger, but that's what we're trying to concentrate on now. Reports, Julie.
The treasurer's report is all general fund, $1,254,870. Bills, $300. Dollars. $23,500. Project.
As far as things that we got going on as far as road department right now, recently we've had a lot of storm damage, a lot of trees and a lot of inlets and stuff like that we've been cleaning. We're presently working on patching Somerset Drive here. We've been milling and patching, doing a little asphalt work there. Next week, we have 2 pipes to replace. And we're going to start crack sealing some of these roads. We pretty much have the roads ready that are going to be tarred and chipped and paved this year. That's what we got going on right now.
What roads are scheduled to be paid?
Young and Lannick. Tar and chip is Johnson, Azo, and Lusk. I have a motion for adjournment.
Real quick, if you have any questions for me, you can ask them after the meeting. RC's here from the Washington County Sewage Council. He comes to our meetings once a year. If you have any questions about the sewage, that we contract out with them from the Washington County Sewage Council, he's here. The reason why this bridge project is so expensive is Pigeon Creek's a high quality stream. So that work has to be done, for us to get that grant. Digging the ground, had to be all quality control.
There's like 200 feet of one side of the bank has to be rocked.
Once it's done, we're done. I'll make a motion to adjourn.
I second it.
All in favor?